Welcome or welcome back, or probably welcome because this is my second video on this account. But today it was originally going to be a video of my unpopular art opinions. I started recording this voiceover and it turned into just a massive rant on art. So yeah, draw with me while I rant about art. If anything in this video relates to how you do art or relates to you, please don't take it to heart. These are my personal opinions on how I like my art or how I think. It's nothing personal to anyone. My points aren't aimed at anyone specifically, it's just my opinions. So yeah, there will be unpopular opinions in this rant though. Okay, so my first opinion is that I don't like it when people purposefully make their sketchbooks chunky. I've been seeing all of these tutorials, how to make your sketchbook chunky, blah, 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 blah. Why are we purposefully making them chunky? Don't get me wrong, I think chunky sketchbooks are cool. They tell a story, they show kind of, it's like a visualization of what the artist has been through with that sketchbook. It shows, there's been layered pages because they didn't like the original drawing over it, so they stuck pages onto it, or they've stuck in things from their journeys, or whatever. That is so cool and I love that. But when we're manufacturing it to make it look like there's a story, or look like there's more in the sketchbook, there's more substance in the sketchbook than there actually is, I think you're overcompensating for a lack of skill. This is my opinion. I'm not saying everyone who makes their sketchbooks super chunky has no skill or has a lack of skill. I just think we're overcompensating for something that we don't need to overcompensate for necessarily, because the point of a sketchbook is that it's a practice, or we're displaying our development for our art skills or drawing skills or painting skills or whatever. So I find it kind of pointless. If you purposely make your sketchbook chunky, you do you. It's your sketchbook, you do it the way that you want and makes you happy. These are just my personal opinions. My second opinion, actually it's not even an opinion, this is just a rant. Throughout my whole life, art was my thing. I had intentions on going to universities to study art. I thought art was going to be what I did for the rest of my life. And it probably could have been and should have been, because it is the thing that I'm the most passionate about ever. But there's several reasons why I didn't go on to study it at university or make a living out of it, or try to make a living out of it. And it's kind of based on experience from college, studying A-level art. So I just want to preface this in that in GCSE art, I was a very liked student, not by the students, by the teacher. I think I missed 1 mark from full marks. I got on grade 9. My teacher liked me. I did really well in GCSE art. Then I went up to A-level art and the teacher wasn't as nice to me as my last one. I'm not saying she hated me, but she definitely favoured other students, which I wasn't used to. And I think this would be more reflective of what it'd be like in university. I think it ended up being worse. So yeah, this is what I found, was that the more well-off students were favoured. Now I don't know if this was just a coincidence or a pattern that I made up in my head, but all of the students that were better off got more praise, even though their artwork wasn't, I'm not saying it was bad, but it wasn't worthy of the praise or the meanings, and I'm just going to talk about one girl in particular. She did her final piece. I think it was about her life as growing up being a dancer, or something like that. And for one, it's just such a shallow topic. because I think generally, no hate to you if you're an upper class or well-off person who does art, but I find from what I've seen is a lot of upper class people's artwork subjects tend to be really, really shallow when they're creating their own original art, because their experiences reflect a spoon-fed life. I'm not saying my life has been difficult in any sense of the matter, but growing up working class hits different. And you can speak my subjects from A-level art, I felt was more raw, more meaningful than I grew up. My mummy and daddy paid for me to go to dancing, the most prestigious dancing school, and now I can live my life as a dancer. You know what I mean? I just found it a little bit annoying. I think my subjects, I had a few. I think my final one was misogyny in the workplace and working your way up as a woman. And then the other one was about working class areas and classism. I did a photo shoot in my hometown, and my hometown, the town centre is so run down. It's crazy. It's like the worst town centre in the UK. So I did a photo shoot there for it. And a lot of my commentary was on classism and how working class areas aren't respected by anyone. And then we have people like the one who I mentioned before. I grew up a dancer, and the artwork actually physically itself wasn't that great either, like the skill wise, and she was praised like she had just resurrected the dead. Now, I understand I sound incredibly bitter, and that's because I am. I am bitter. I'm going to admit to that. And now, my ranting may just seem so jealous, maybe, I don't know. But I ended up getting the same grade as her when it got moderated by the examiners. But she was just predicted it, and that puts you at a disadvantage when you're not predicted the grade you're going to get, because you can't use that in your university applications, and your teachers know this. I was told that I was going to get a C or a D the whole time in A-level art, and this was really disheartening coming from someone who had a grade 9 at GCSE, only missed maybe 1 or 2 marks from getting completely full marks. So it was a bit disheartening, to say the least. And to watch my more well-off fellow students get an upper hand, because I don't know why the teachers favoured them, but I've heard that it's also the same in university, and it's worse, that the posh students are unbearable. I think classism in art is crazy, and I think I wouldn't have been able to bear it if I went to university to study art. I wouldn't have been able to do it. Sat in a room of posh... I'm trying to think of a nice word. Posh people. I'll just say people. I won't say an insult. I've been in a room full of posh people pretending to care about different issues when they've not had to worry about a thing in their life. Would probably wear me down quite quick. No hate to you if you're a posh person or a posh person who is an artist. I think, posh people can be great artists, of course they can. I mean, a lot of the greatest artists in history well off, but that was because they had the funds to become great artists, had the funds to be taught classically, you know what I mean? But my next opinion, I suppose this isn't really unpopular, or whatever, but another reason why I didn't go to study art at university is the fact that AI is taking over. And the likelihood of me ever getting into a position where I can sustain myself, make a living through my art, is next to none. And because my art is traditional, I don't do any digital or anything, I wouldn't be able to kind of make small profits and build it up, you know, like have an Etsy shop or whatever, making stickers, which I'd love to do, but I just can't draw digitally. It's just, it wouldn't be sustainable. My dad is an artist. He is an artist for a big gallery in New York. Yeah, he doesn't make any money. And he was really lucky to get in that position to where a big gallery took him on. And I know that it's very unlikely that I would be lucky enough to be put in that situation. But even then, being in that situation, it doesn't earn you a living. So putting all of my eggs into an art basket, I couldn't justify it, even though that's kind of what my heart yearns for. It's what I want to do the most. I just know that it's not sustainable. I won't be able to make a living. I won't be able to live independently from my art, which is upsetting. If I told my younger self this, she, don't know, won't be very happy about it. But I just feel so hopeless about AI, the development of AI. It was funny at first when we had like the clips of, what's it called, Will Smith eating spaghetti, and it was awful. That was funny, but because it was so bad, like it was like, look at this stupid computer trying to make art, make a visualization of something. But now it's getting a bit too good, and people don't care if it's ethical or not. They clearly don't care if it's ethical or not. And as much as artists will like to say otherwise, people won't buy from artists. There'll become a time where the need for an artist is next to none. And I think we do need artists. I personally, at any point, and I don't think a computer can ever take away the human side of art, because art is human, that's the point, and a computer can't make it just on its own, even from a prompt. But I don't think people care. People won't commission artists anymore, they'll just have it done digitally. As already seeing by big film companies, they're getting rid of artists, they're using AI, and it's just going to become more prevalent. And I think, as much as I don't want that to happen, and I don't want to scare anybody, but I don't want to put all my eggs into a basket, dedicating my life to a job that may well be taken by computers in 10 years. Be completely taken by computers in 10 years. I don't think it'll ever be completely, taken by computers, but I think there'll become a point where it's really difficult. But yeah, that's about my rant over. I have a lot of more opinions and things to rant about, but we'd be here for hours. So if you disagree with any of my points, please tell me in the comments. We'll have a light-hearted debate, I suppose. I'd love to hear your opinions. I hope you enjoyed the video. The drawing in the background is a picture of me from A-level art that I did and the project was about chances, and I used cards to talk about the metaphor was meant to be being dealt a bad hand, and whether that be bad luck in life or whatever. That's what it was meant to be, and I did really like that concept, so I decided to draw one of my pictures from it, because I've got so many pictures from A-level art that I could still use, and I want to kind of not stop using Pinterest, because I'll never stop using Pinterest for drawings, but I want to put some more original stuff into my sketchbook rather than just doing studies of Pinterest relentlessly. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll post again soon. Bye.